Are we ready?
You do it so well. Everybody loves it when you do it.
Three. Jesse, we good? Yeah.
I'm checking.
He's got to. We got to shut down pre-show first.
Oh, I did. I went live.
Okay.
I'm checking to make sure we're good. I think we're good. I'm waiting for Twitch to tell me I'm good.
It looks good here.
Tell me I'm good. Twitch.
I got a black screen on Twitch. Let me refresh. All right. I see us now.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Nintendo Dads episode 358, recorded on January 13th, 2022. On tonight's episode, we discuss, well, everything we want to discuss because the four of us are back. Jesse, Tim, Marty, and myself are back. But here's what we're going to do because we're so excited. There's so much is we're actually going to talk about our community's top 10 games for 2021. Oh, and by the way, woo, 2022 predictions happening today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to return as the 2022 predictions champion of the world. Woo! Jesse, cue the music.
And Marty went mute again.
I did. What's up, guys? It's Marty here from Nintendo Dads. You're listening to episode 358. It's obviously been a while since I've done this. In fact, it's January 13th, 2022. And I'm back from all of my holidaying.
Shenanigans?
Partied so hard you couldn't come back last week, and
It really, like, can it be considered shenanigans if I was sick pre-Christmas Eve all the way through New Year's?
Ouch.
Coughing so much that I completely blew out my voice.
2021 caught up with you. That's all.
Yeah, that's why it finally got me. But I'm glad to be back. It's good to have you guys all, the whole shebang on the show tonight as we get ready to dive into what is hopefully going to be, as they say, as the kids say, a banger of a year here in 2022. Joining me on the show tonight, as always, the backbone of Nintendo Dads, the employee of the year, 7 years in the running, Jesse Waldak.
Congratulations, sir.
I couldn't believe y'all came up with an art and sent that as a tweet. That was not, I was not expecting that.
I mean, you can strut around and be like, do you know who I am? I'm Jesse gosh darn Waldak, Nintendo Dad's 7-year employee of the year. So give me some gosh darn respect.
Yep. He's the Ric Flair of Nintendo Dads.
Yeah,
He is.
Can we get a special T-shirt made? Actually, Tim, can we put in our store and it's just his face and it says Employee of the Year?
I'm sure we could use what
And
we
like
got there.
every year, just put the year in the back of the shirt, like special.
He's a jet flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing son of a gun.
That's
right.
exactly who he is, Jesse Walter.
That was a lot of words.
Some of it's true. Are you okay, sir?
I am good. It's been a weird week. It feels like it's gone fast, but yet I've had like no free time to do anything. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So our head of IT of all development groups in our company has pretty much mandated that everyone take Friday and Tuesday off as like comp days due to the Log4j thing that's happened during the holiday. So with that injunction, with Monday being a holiday in the U.S., I have a 5-day weekend.
Nice.
Sounds like enough time to get past the first chapter of Persona 5.
I am planning on thinking about starting a DQ9 run. That's been on my I want to play this list for 2 years, and haven't done it yet. So
There's no better time than now. I mean,
that's my target.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Also on the show this week, Mr. Timoff wearing a non-Nintendo hat.
That's right.
Or Transformers hat for once. I'm very jealous.
We're
If
in
you're
the
not
Mandalorian
a
hat.
visual consumer of the podcast, you're missing out on a very sweet Mandalorian hat.
Yep. I was thinking about buying it and I saw it at Target actually. And my wife was like, you want to buy that. And I was like, that's right. So I bought it.
Do both of you talk like Batman to each other all the time?
Yes.
We need to go to the store and get some bread.
Don't forget the toilet paper.
That's right.
Where is it?
It's the darkest hole.
So, yep, we're doing good here.
Quickly.
How are you doing, Marty?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I feel better. And if anybody wonders, did you have the Corona Cron or whatever? No, I don't know. I got tested. I promise.
You have Omnicron. It's sitting on your shelf over there across the room.
I don't have Omnicron. I don't have Unicron. I wish I had that $500 Unicron that came out last year, though. We got, like, my wife and I were both sick. We went to the doctor, did what we're supposed to. We were tested negative, everything. But I felt terrible. It was awful. And like, I would like lay down to go to sleep, to like be like, please, Lord, end this day of misery. And I would just cough all night. And so I had to sleep sitting up for 3 or 4 days. It was fun.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Not.
Yeah.
But I played some video games during that time. So it was a little bit better. But I just didn't feel like I got a Christmas, which sucks.
Yeah, that does suck when you're sick on the holidays.
This past week, we had snow here in Tennessee, which is rare for us. Whenever it snows and it sticks at all, everything shuts down. And so we had
everybody panics, runs around.
And I remarked to my wife that during the long weekend, I was like, this feels like Christmas. So it was like it was a Christmas miracle.
That's
made
good.
up for it. That's right. Speaking of making up for it, also on the show this week, Justin Masson. How are you, sir?
I am well. It is good to see your face
Thanks.
here. It has been several months since I have seen your face here. Yes. Here we are.
Life finds a way.
Yes. Yes, that's it. Well, there it is. Yes.
Absolutely. Then you're doing okay?
Yeah, doing all right. I mean, sure. Look at it. I mean, it's a new year. It's not super cold here today. It's nice.
What is not super cold?
What is today? Today is a plus 10 degrees Celsius. So I think that's
Wow.
about 50 degrees Fahrenheit for you, give or take. My math here could be wrong.
Probably guess
but
closer to 40 to 45, but
sure. Right. Again, US, get on board with the metric system. All right. Like, stop this BS that you got. All right.
Never. We hate the metric system. It's confusing and terrible.
Like, the rest of the world literally, like, here's the thing. The rest of the world literally has to bend to you because you're like, what is that in my thing? Screw you. You learn what my thing is in your thing.
Well,
there's more of us than you.
A quick aside that's related. On New Year's Eve, we went to a friend's house and we made sushi and spring rolls and stuff. And while I was preparing the rice, I needed so many cups of water. They had their liquid measure. They are a very, very British family. Their measuring cups was in British ounces, not our ounces. So I had to kind of
compensate there.
That's what Siri's for.
That's exactly. I had to use Google to figure out exactly how many ounces I needed.
That's what Google's for. Speaking of Google, we're about to go into our news segment where we've Googled up a whole bunch of Nintendo news for you because that's how we roll right here at Nintendo Dads. So, Jesse, you know what to do. Mr. Justin Masson. Our show and our news each week is brought to us by...
Well, our news and our show is brought to you by manscaped.com. I'm going to talk about that later. But of course, our amazing folks over at Patreon. Hey, if you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/NintendoDads, where for as little as $1 a month, you get to help us create amazing content that we provide. And by the way, you get access to our Discord, other chats. There's a ton of stuff going on there. So again, head over to patreon.com/NintendoDads and you can join in. But hey, what's happening in the news today?
So, since Christmas, it's kind of been, and even a little bit before Christmas, kind of been a little thin as far as news. But as the year begins to roll on, we are starting to pick up on some things. So here's a few, we'll call them news tidbits that we would like to throw your way, mainly just game updates and release dates and things like that. But a couple of things that we will also address, beginning with the fact that if you are a Nintendo Switch online subscriber right now, you can purchase a set of 2 NES controllers, which are compatible with Nintendo Switch Online, the NES app, for a discounted price. It's $34.99 until February 2nd. You have to be a Nintendo Switch Online member to get the price, but those are $35. And honestly, seeing as how all the other controllers are just one for $50, this is a steal of a deal if you are looking for those genuine controllers to play those apps with.
Also, can we ask Nintendo? I need my N64 controller. Could you restock your N64 shelf, please? Because that would be nice. Because now you've actually put out Banjo-Kazooie in January, which I thought you weren't going to do. So I didn't really care. But now you're rolling up in here. It's coming out in January. Now you're rolling up here and I ain't got no controller. You know what I'm saying, Nintendo? What's up with that?
Yeah. And,
what's up with that, Nintendo?
And let's be honest, playing the Nintendo 64 games with anything other than the Nintendo 64 controller is a chore because of the way
I thought it was an improvement. What are you talking about?
Well, moving right along.
I just hope that Nintendo doesn't find a new way with Banjo-Kazooie to have the app crash and lose your save data.
Oh yeah, they need to fix that big time. Tons of problems with that N64 app continuing. You thought the fog was an issue. Paper Mario can pretty much just delete itself. What's up with that, Nintendo?
And that's not Marty being mean either. That's actually what happens.
No.
Yeah, I've talked about it on the show already.
I know that I have been away a while and I may have stored up some meanness, but it's I promise you.
I did see it. I forget who it was, but I saw a video by a Paper Mario speedrunner so he knows a lot of the insides of the game. He kind of did a breakdown of exactly what's causing it. And apparently, similar to like 3D All-Stars, where they had an emulator and then had Lua scripts to change behaviors or change, as needed. This emulator is running Lua scripts, and a popular one that's causing the crash is when it shows the game over screen and it goes to title. There's additional logic in there that slows it down where it doesn't otherwise. And if you do that when you have the Sparky one, I forget his name, as your active buddy, 100% crash.
Not just crash, 100% save data deletion.
Right, depending on what you have backed up in the cloud or in a save state. In my case, I didn't have either.
It's pretty rough. And I'll just mention something here too that we were going to mention down in our event segment. But if you are a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber right now through January 20th, you can play a free game trial of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which is you can download the full game and get a week with it. So you could effectively beat the game. But if you have not played Captain Toad on the Switch, you need to play it. If you've not played Captain Toad at all, you need to play it. It's a fantastic game. It's a diamond in the rough Come on, guys. Did any of you guys play Captain Toad Treasure Tracker?
Yeah, it's a great game.
Oh,
Absolutely great game. Love it.
Yep.
Yeah. So do not miss this. It's way better than Don't Starve as a free game trial. Way better.
Yeah, I played the first world on the Wii U and never really played the second one, so I didn't play much of it.
See, now you can go back and you can experience the greatness that is Captain Toad. Also announced this week, Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection is coming to Nintendo Switch. I believe it's February the 7th. This is going to be on Kart, so physical collectors, you can get that. Unfortunately, however, it's only going to be Assassin's Creed 2 on the Kart. The other games will have to be downloaded from the servers, and the total download package seems to clock in somewhere around 35 to 37 gigabytes total. It's also going to come with 2 movies, but hey, more Assassin's Creed on Switch can never be bad, right? Unless the port sucks.
It's awesome. I have the 2 other collector sets. I was hoping this one would also be all on the same cart.
So what are we getting to for Assassin's Creed that is not available on the Switch? Obviously, I think the last 3, right? So Valhalla, Origins. What's the one before that? Odyssey, thank you. And then Syndicate?
Syndicate was
in London, right?
Wasn't that on Vita?
I don't.
Or am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of something else. No, I'm thinking of Chronicles. Never mind.
I never played.
I don't think we got Chronicles on the Switch yet either, but that was on the Vita.
I did play the one where you were in the where you were a pirate.
Black Flag.
Yeah, Black Flag.
That was that the one that was on Wii U?
That was on Wii U.
Yep. Yeah, I played it on Wii U.
So was
we didn't get
Creed
any
3.
handheld ones either.
Didn't get what?
The handheld Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty good. So,
but if you in Rayman Legends, there's an Assassin's Creed outfit for Rayman.
Nice.
That's on Switch. So there you go. So that's coming. That whole package is $39.99, which is a great price for 3 games plus 2 movies. So that's coming if you want that. Also, Capcom will be celebrating the 35th anniversary of Street Fighter this year. And to celebrate, they are going to release a new spirit to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Evil Ryu, which releases today, if you were listening to this in audio devices, because it's Friday. And they promise more ways that they're going to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Street Fighter. Hopefully, they'll do a better job than Nintendo did with Zelda.
That's low bar.
Just saying. All they have to do is release, like more than 2 games. There you go. Also, by the way, I wanted to mention this. Did you guys know that this is Kirby's 30th anniversary?
Yeah, I just learned that.
It is Kirby's 30th anniversary. I would love it if they would do a Kirby Game & Watch.
I feel like you may have just stolen one of my predictions for 2022.
Sucks to suck.
I'm going to leave.
You know what? It could still be your prediction. It could still be your prediction. I won't say anything else. Okay.
Well, you said you were unprepared and desperate. I'll give that one to you as a freebie because the champion does that. He gives out gifts to try and make it easier for you to win. Because you're still going to lose. 5-time champion. You got to let it go to somebody else every once in a while. And I let Tim have it in 2021. But 2022, I'm coming back with it. He's already employee of the year. All right. He doesn't need more.
Hey, Jesse, I'll give you one for free. Just say Picross. Picross 8 is coming out on Switch this year.
Thanks.
Picross S8. There you go. Speaking of other game releases, I am super duper excited for this one. Far Changing Tides finally got a release date of March 1st, 2022. That's going to be available on all systems. Of course, It'll also be available day one on Game Pass. We're Nintendo dads. Don't know why that's in our notes, but there you go. It's available for pre-orders right now on Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, and Epic. Nintendo Switch pre-orders will be available in February. Let me say this, guys. If you have not gone and played Far Lone Sails, you should do that. It is a beautiful, beautiful game. I had no clue what I was getting into when I played it. It's absolutely wonderful. One of my favorite games I played last year. I can't believe that it was like it came out in 2017 or 2018. Totally missed it. And it's a game that is totally in my wheelhouse. I absolutely loved it. But them showing that game last year on one of the indie directs, or maybe it was actually on a Nintendo Direct, I can't remember which one it was, made me, I had to go back and look. And it's just, it really is fantastic. However you can play it, go try it.
And I believe it was on sale. It may still actually be on the eShop sale now.
Still is on sale. I'm signed into my Nintendo account on my computer, so I can't check.
I'll check it.
Yeah, do that. While he's doing that, let me also make mention that this week, probably the biggest Nintendo first party news of the week is that Kirby and the Forgotten Land now has a release date of March 25th, 2022. Nintendo showing off an almost 2-minute trailer of all brand new footage of this game. And guys, oh my gosh, this game looks amazing. It looks so good.
Yeah, I was excited for it last year when they announced it. So even more excited about it this year.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, how did the trailer, how did it strike you? Like, are you hyped for the game? Tim is, I am, obviously. Yeah. Jesse, Justin, y'all, what do you think about Kirby and the Forgotten Land?
In general, I don't like Kirby games, so I'm kind of not interested.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Kirby Last of Us looks interesting. I don't find them super challenging, right? I usually find them a bit of a walk in the park, and I'm never super engaged with them. But I will say that the platforming design and what we've seen in the trailer looks very much like, I was like, you could replace this stuff with Kirby and say this is Mario Odyssey 2.
Oh, it's totally on the Odyssey engine, correct?
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's built on that. It looks good. I may pick it up, but I'm not like, this is not really striking that like, yes, I have to, but I'm like, interesting. Great position for this to be at the end of the fiscal year, by the way. This is right in that time spot of Animal Crossing, FYI. This is usually, like I said, Q1, there's usually like a soft kind of for everyone kind of game near the end of the quarter. And this is a great example of it. I'm actually a little bit shocked that they're kind of pushing as hard as they are right now on their marketing campaign. They did a really tough or really aggressive push this last week on Twitter about Kirby, which kind of shocks me because you're eating up a little bit of that space of Pokemon Arceus. And I think they need to create.
Have they not? Do you not feel like they've done a total blitz on that for like 6 months?
I think they've done a good job, but you're 2 weeks away. Like, here's where you need to big bang on the drum even more so that people are more and more likely to get it. So I'm a little bit actually shocked they've taken their marketing kind of shifted over to Kirby right now. Interestingly enough, I'm curious about what's going to actually happen in the February space. February has got a big question mark from Nintendo. Typically, this is a place we're going to see a port come in. This is typically where we see it. So I am curious if we're going to see some kind of Wii U port maybe slot into that spot, unless there's a game that I'm missing that is in February.
I don't think that we're going to see a port then. I think February is going to be quiet this year because Advance Wars moved to April. And usually April is quiet. There's usually like a game around January, February, March, and then they have a month there, kind of a lull, and then come in like right at the end of May with something. But I think that this game, Kirby, sliding into that March spot, and Advance Wars being in April, I think that's pretty telling that Splatoon 3, which is coming this year, is going to be late summer. It's going to be their late summer game, like their July game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Splatoon's coming in that July. So Splatoon is going to hit hard in that July spot for sure.
But let me say this about, I want to go back to the marketing thing. Are we seeing a pattern where I think it started with Metroid Dread, right? Where Nintendo is very aggressively leaning into Twitter as a marketing space.
I think they've been doing that for years.
But not like they did with Dread.
Yeah, no, Dread was the first time ever I was like, stop it. All right, stop it. But usually what they do, and it makes sense from a marketing perspective, you focus on the thing in front of you. And then after that, like literally, like the Monday following, Dread coming out, they moved on to the next thing. It was all about Super Mario Party or whatever it was, right? Like they did that really well. So I was a little bit shocked of like you did a hard put, like you could have just dropped the trailer and said, here's the date. But you're like, here's the wallpaper. It's the year of Kirby. Like it was just a little bit more than I thought that they needed to do at this point. But I could be wrong, but I don't know.
Super NINDADS says Pokemon Legends is coming out towards the end of January. So it's sort of a February game since February is a short month.
But did Mario, you guys remember what was it? New Super Mario Brothers U and Luigi came out like right at the end of January, like the year that it came out. It was kind of in that same spot, but it was like leading into Nintendo's 2018, and everybody's like, "Okay, Nintendo, what are you doing? You don't have anything." And it's like, "Oh yeah, we're got Mario." So there you go. It was y'all know this happens every year, that like the first 3 to 5 months or so, it kind of feels nebulous. And then E3 hits and you know what their theme for E3 is. And then it's like, oh yeah, the rest of the year is, or the summer and fall is solidified. And then we're kind of like, what are you doing for the end of the year, Nintendo? And then they do another direct and then solidify that, and boom, there you go.
And Nintendo's very good at parceling out what they're going to show you in the coming months, right? They're very good at saying in the next 3 months, here's what you're getting, right? And they do this ramp up. They do a ramp up to E3. They hit hard into E3 after E3, and then they do really hard July, August, September, October into December, and then they ramp right down into November, and then in December, and then they begin that cycle again. But they know what goes well. The other interesting thing about Nintendo, especially when we talk about their 2022 year, is they have shown a lot of their cards already. We know a lot that's already in flight. We have a lot of large question marks. But I mean, like if you count out what you've got, like you've almost got a banger year already. And we know that there's a lot hidden behind the carpet that we don't see yet.
Right.
Also, quick update. Far Loan Sales is not on sale right now on the Nintendo Switch eShop. However, in the Canadian eShop, it is $18.89.
Well, it's $14.99 in the United States. It was on sale.
Yes, it was.
You missed your chance. But I will say this. I think it's worth $15.
There you go. So
if you got a little eShop money sitting around from Christmas, throw it at Far Loan Sales and get ready for Changing Tides. It's going to be excellent. Another release date we want to update is a game that Tim and I were very excited about from the last Indie Direct, which is Figment 2, Creed Valley. That was originally announced to come out in February. It has now been delayed to my birthday, May 15th, 2022, which, guys, that's not happening, and I'll tell you why. That's a Sunday. They don't release games on Sundays, at least that I know of.
I don't think they used to.
Did they?
Oh, yeah. I think it was like Wii era and earlier. Or at least the systems were Sundays.
No, I remember that because I got Skyward Sword on a Sunday. I remember that because I was driving to Atlanta for a conference. I had to pick it up before I went.
Atlanta?
Wow, that was the conference I was going to was decidedly not Atlanta. So yeah. So that's our news for this week. Let's take a quick ad break and talk about Manscaped.
Hey, folks, cheers to 2022 and resolutions that you can actually keep. How about upgrading your grooming routine? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I love my grooming routine. I don't know about you. Sometimes it feels like a good shower, right? A little bit of a groom, right? Maybe I'm shaving down the beard. Maybe I'm taking care of the fur, the chest. Maybe I'm just having a good, caring for yourself is important. So our sponsors, Manscaped, are here to make the ball drop in 2022 the cleanest ever. Set your first New Year's resolution with good intentions and join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with an exclusive offer. Go over to manscaped.com and use the code NINDADS, NINDADS, and get 20% off plus free shipping. Gentlemen, let's talk about this. Like, I don't know about you. Here's what my day looks like with Manscaped. All right. I get in the shower in the morning. I've got that body wash. Boom, hitting the body wash. I love the smell of it. We've talked about it before. Fantastic, fantastic smell. Doesn't smell like kind of these like oily kind of body washes that you get. It's got a nice aroma to it. It feels good. I like it. It's a little bit of scrub. It's perfect. I love it. Get out, get myself dried off. I'm using some of the Reviver, right? I'm using some of the crop deodorant, right? Putting that on, kind of make myself feel good and fresh as well, so that I feel like I'm ready to start my day. And of course, if you're in the cold in the winter, they've got some chapstick for you, right? And all of this is being stored in my Manscaped shed, which is the fantastic travel bag. It's all there for you. Manscaped has amazing products. So if you're into self-care, you're into just taking care of yourself, head over to manscaped.com, check out their products, right? Whether it is their 4.0 trimmer, whether it is the weed whacker, right? They've got some great tools, but again, they've got some great lotions and soaps and other kind of day-to-day products that you're going to use. Again, I'm a big fan, like I said, of that deodorant. I put it on every single day. And I absolutely love it. So again, be like the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, and use the promo code NINDADS, NINDADS, for 20% off and free shipping. Cheers to grooming with the best of the best in 2022. Back to you, Marty.
All the fancy creams and lotions.
Yes, make me feel so good.
Nacho Libre. You know what I found out? Total as an aside here, Nacho Libre was real.
Okay.
There is a real guy who worked in an orphanage who wrestled to earn money for the orphans. And now he still continues his work because he's still alive. He continued his work post-wrestling career. And when he goes to the orphanage, he puts on his lucha mask.
That's
serve
crazy.
The children lunch. Yes.
Awesome.
So there you go. His name is Fray Tormenta, which means Friar Storm.
I am willing to bet you that Friar Storm would, of course, be using Manscaped also if he could, with a little bit of deodorant,
sure
right? For sure. You're wrestling. You need things to not be rubbing. You need things to kind of be well taken care of. I bet you. And of course, wrestlers, right? No hair on their chests. They're manscaping. Know that they're probably waxing. Nuh-uh. Just get the lawnmower 4.0. Right? No nicks, no snags. All right. Boom. There you go. You're feeling good about yourself.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. And as we go into our rumors, there will be no nicks or snags either. So sure Jesse, hit the music. Guys, what would the beginning of 2022 be without another rumor about Mario Kart 9? Right?
At least it's not another rumor of Switch Pro.
Right. That's true. It's out there. Actually, there was an analyst who said that they predict that there will not be a Switch Pro, but they're predicting the next Switch to drop in 2024. That they'll just skip the
Nostradamus. That one is
go to Switch 2. So, but let's talk about this one because this one actually comes from a few sources that have been reputable in the past, that Mario Kart 9 is in active development with what is quoted to be a new twist. Personally, I would be thrilled if there was a brand new Mario Kart. Mario Kart 8 still continues to blow away sales numbers. It was the number one selling Nintendo Switch game again in the UK last month. It's just It's the gift that keeps on giving. And you guys remember when it was like they're porting Mario Kart 8? It'll never sell. Here we are. Justin, this is a little bit of business, so we're going to throw it over to you. I'm trying to think of how to word this. Do you think that this might be it? Could it be
like could it actually happen? Right, as a thing that we have talked about forever and a day actually going to happen. Here's what I think. This may be the broadest prediction. This isn't even a prediction. This is a broad statement. I think in the next 10 years, we will get a new Mario Kart. I actually heard it on, I think it was on Kind of Funny podcast this last week. And one of the things that they commented on, they're talking about these rumors. And they said, what's going to happen is that Nintendo is going to release the newest Mario Kart in the next coming year or two. And you're like, okay, well, that totally makes sense. And they're like, so that when they launch the Switch 2, they can roll out the deluxe edition right at the very beginning of it. And they've now got the run life cycle like they have currently for deluxe or in Mario Kart 8 deluxe.
Oh,
whatever
wow,
it is.
yeah.
And I thought about that and I was like, yeah, that's the most brilliant idea ever. Right. As slowly. Here's the question I have, though. I don't know.
I will say thank you in advance.
Oh, okay.
And I'll explain later.
Okay. I don't know if 2022 is the year that Nintendo does that, though. They have a lot of other bangers potentially in the chamber for 2022. I think they could do it in 2023 as kind of like the last year of the Switch and really use that momentum to have that transition over. And especially if it's a game that like could, the Switch 2 is the same cartridge sizing or whatever it is, right? And maybe it's an upscaled version. So I don't think they do it because I think I don't know. Like this rumor occurs every year, by the way. I just keep growling at my mic. This rumor occurs every beginning of the year. Is that, it's the new Mario Kart. It's like, we'd love it. And by the way, when it comes out, it's going to sell like amazing. But the challenge, I mean, like you said, Marty, they're still selling. Like, why? They're still selling. So this is why I wonder if next year.
Can I say this to that point? I've been thinking about this. Mario Kart Wii still continued to sell well after Mario Kart 8 existed. Mm-hmm. So did Mario Kart 7 for the DS.
Mm-hmm.
So, or 3DS. I really believe Mario Kart 8 and 9 can coexist. I really do. But here's the thing. I think the new twist is there's not going to be a Mario Kart 9. It's going to be Nintendo Kart or whatever they choose to call it.
Yeah.
That's the twist.
I think the big rumor that I've heard is that it's very Smash-esque. Yeah.
And why are they going to do that? Because it takes something that already sells like hotcakes in Mario Kart, and they're applying the Smash formula to it, which also sells like hotcakes, which equals double sales. It's going to be something that draws in a large number of users. And honestly, y'all, that is what they're going to do with any Mario Kart from now on. It's going to be, this is a system selling game. It is going to be developed to have a high attach rate.
Yeah.
It's Mario Kart 9 Triple Thrash. That's what it's called. Instead of Double Dash, it's triple thrash.
It's the old Road Rash.
Where you have three characters.
It's going to be
all over
post-apocalyptic Mushroom Kingdom. Everybody's going to be on motorcycles.
Yeah, Mad Max type thing.
They're going to be whipping each other with piranha plants.
Yes.
So it's like Sonic Heroes and karts.
Yoshi's been decapitated and his head is attached to the Mario's motorcycle.
I love all this. I think it's been great.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll talk about this more as we come toward our predictions. But just know this rumor's out there, and this rumor has more than one person saying it. So it's
Where there's smoke, there's
a
fire.
lot of times when there's more than one person saying it, there's at least something there.
The problem I have those with so the problem I have with some of this is that like it's an echo chamber, right? So we take the information from someone who said it and then we say it. And so really what we're just doing is we're echoing it back. And now it creates validation.
And now we're saying Nintendo Dad said there's going to be Mario Kart 9.
Yeah, like
the thing is, though, we already know there's going to be a Mario Kart 9. The problem is when is Mario Kart 9 coming out?
Yeah, like
or
I believe
whatever they call the next iteration of Mario Kart.
I believe
Mario Kart 9 X, whatever. I
believe Nintendo has had this done for a while, and it's been sitting on a shelf. Right. Maybe at like 75%, maybe they got it. Maybe they have to complete something additional. Right. But I believe it is pretty much done and dusted. And they're just like, whenever we're ready, we're ready. We'll just wait for it to stop selling. Oh, it won't stop selling.
It's just sitting on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah. Someone's literally got it on their desktop in a folder that says Mario Kart 9 ? Right. Like that's all it is.
It's just the matter of when. That's the only thing. So. And of course, there's a new twist in it. There's always a new twist, especially if there's supposed to be a gimmick, I guess, if you will, that goes with
the big twist
console.
was when the track was a
yes, that is a big twist
because the whole track is twisted.
Twist. Yes,
I love Fonz here is saying sitting right beside Mother 3. You son of a bee.
That's probably not wrong.
Mario Kart 9 and Mother 3. Occupy space on the shelf on
next to Metroid Prime trilogy.
You've seen how long Mother 1 was on the shelf.
That one's collecting dust. What the Mother games?
Love it. It's just Reggie has the only copy out there.
I wouldn't surprise me either.
They made it just for him, and he's gonna like he may reveal it like the day before he dies.
Reminds me, I bought a ROM hack with the English translation. I've never played it.
I have it on carts. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on cart.
That Fast sent me a Nintendo DS Lite to play it, and I put 15 minutes into it. It was like, oh, there's other games I can play. There's Fortnite. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about everyone's collective top 10 list for 2021.
Do it.
So as you guys know, we end up the year every year making our top 10 list. We tell our own, but then we also invite you, our listeners and patrons, to submit your own list. And we make a collective top 10 list from that. So basically, we score all the games, put them all together. Jesse has a really fancy algorithm that he uses, and it's really cool, and it ends up with a great list.
Lots of computer power and processing and gigarams and drives and teraflops to process all
that's
of
the
these
one I was that's the one I was waiting for.
Big numbers that you've put together.
Yep.
He's actually got like 3 Xbox Series X's chained together to do this.
He had to shut down the cryptocurrency collections as he's been doing in order to get these together.
Just mark it right here.
How do you think I paid for those 3 Xbox Series X's?
Yeah.
That's right.
You heard it first. Dad Coin is going to be huge in 2020.
Oh my gosh, that's a new Patreon exclusive.
Dad Coin.
Oh,
so 28 people provided us their list, and in those lists, 79 different games were listed.
Wow.
We ended up with 42 games that were only mentioned by one person. And so without further ado, here is your Nintendo Dad's top 10 list for 2021.
Number 10. Death's Door.
Death's Door. Solid game. Glad it got in there.
This door was hovering at that 10. It fell off. It came back on a number of times, but
it kind of slid in there at the very end. I mean, because it was a very late in the year release. Coming in at number 9.
Number 9, Bravely Default 2.
Really?
Really, what? The voice or the game?
The game.
No, I think we'd agree. I think I'm really trying to channel my best Jeff Keighley's world premiere with these.
I'm just really surprised. In fact, oh gosh, there's a couple
I'm
ones
actually
here now
surprised
that
that
I'm
came up
looking
as many
ahead.
times as it did. 7 people brought that one up.
I'm surprised that many people hate their free time. Anyway, moving on.
Number 8, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
That's fair.
Was there one of those two that ended up landing higher there, Jesse? Or were they both about 50?
I treated them the same. I don't know. I didn't keep track of the split between them.
As we should. Hashtag Game Freak. We still need 2 versions of Pokemon still. Just make one.
That's a good point.
No,
Number
they did
7.
make one. It just has a bit that determines which one's it's.
How about you just pay $60 and you get the same game twice? You just get the bit. Like you get the thing at the beginning, you choose. Do you want to go right or left?
They tried that with Fire Emblem. I don't think that worked well.
It's a monetary thing.
Everybody
It's
still
all
wanted
about
to
the
play
money.
that other version.
It's all about the money, the money, the money. Right? Number 7, Monster Hunter Rise. I feel like this was a game that I missed in 2021. I feel like everybody got on the hype train for this for a very set amount of time. And I feel like the train is past now. I'm interested in getting in, but then I played the demo. I was like, this is too much. And I'm like, it feels like it's too big of a world. And I'm like, I just want to go hunt monsters. Why don't I just go play Dauntless? It's for free. But I appreciate that everybody is like loved it, and it really struck well with communities.
I played it. I played the demo, and I was wondering if there was ever a time that it felt like I was not attacking through a sea of molasses.
Which weapon did you pick?
The game was a lot of fun, especially when you go with groups.
A really big sword.
Well, that's why. They have smaller weapons that are faster.
Cloud does not move like that in Final Fantasy. His arms are this big around.
So, on a related
science,
note,
guys, it's not real life. It's a video game.
Yeah,
I want to swing big sword really fast.
Yeah, the other Monster Hunter game, Stories 2, was 12th place, so it was up there too.
The Monsty game.
Monsties.
Yep.
Number 5.
6.
Number 6. Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise DLC.
Nice.
And you did that in one breath. Good job.
I did. Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was good, right? Like my kids super loved it. I love the fact that like a DLC that was kind of thrown up by Nintendo has somehow ended up at like the number 6 position, beating like Pokemon and Monster Hunter. But I think the thing for it was it got people back into Animal Crossing, right? And that was really what people were craving for.
Those 2 weeks where like everybody cared about Animal Crossing again.
Yeah.
They were fun.
It was like we were back in 2021, right? I mean, there's a pandemic going on. We were all stuck playing Animal Crossing and didn't feel good. Number 5, Mario Party Superstars.
Solid choice.
Everyone loves Mario Party, right? Like, I mean, that's not to love.
Well, maybe 3/4 of us.
This game made us have to make rules in our house.
I remember you sending me that message, like, how's it going? You're like, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, he was like, so are you and your family enjoying Mario Party Superstars like me and my family are? And he like posted a video and everybody's laughing. And I was like, everything over here is on fire and there's a child in tears. So which one do you want? I'm like,
yeah.
Wait, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, I think Mario Party hits differently in my family as it does yours. You know,
my wife said at one point, she's like, if this is how you're going to talk to each other while you're playing video games, we're never doing it again. Yeah.
Aaron laying down the law, hey?
Yeah. We're all really competitive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
saying.
We ready?
And that's why I don't play that game.
Yeah.
Now we're ready for number 4.
Number 4.
I see what you did there.
Mario Golf Super Rush.
Well, John and Drew will be satisfied
I thought
because
this
they were
was
like, it's not on anybody's list.
Yeah, I thought it was. It was like a number 11 on my list. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
But again,
that game wasn't on any of our lists, but it was on 16 of other people's lists.
Oh my gosh!
but the thing was, here's what made it fun though. It was our community that made it
Yes.
fun. Do you know what I mean? Like it was, and I think that like when it came out, we were all excited for it, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're not doing this asynchronous thing that World Tour had," and we were all like, "Ooh." That it felt. The problem with it is it felt very Mario Tennis, which was kind of half baked when it came out. We just decided to keep, putting it back in the oven every couple months, and eventually you'll have a baked pie. And you're like, yeah, but I'm not hungry for pie anymore.
Yeah, it's soggy at that point.
Yeah. And so I think that, when in community, when you're playing it with friends or connecting that way, that's where the fun was. And I did enjoy sitting down with my kids and playing it. And they have added more levels and more players. And that's great. And every once in a while, like, hey, you want to go play some golf together? And you're like, yeah, it's fine. But really the community aspect of that game, I think was really the value. And I think probably why it charted as high as it did here was because of the work that John and Drew did in our community to make it a socialized event. Right. And the hosting of it. I believe that at least. I don't believe it would have landed as high had it not been for that.
I think the asynchronous tournament play was a huge miss for this. It took a game that could have been great, and I mean that. It could have been great, and it made it good. And I kept holding out hope. We're going to get us asynchronous gameplay. It's going to be one of these updates. Nope.
No. Yeah, that was a bummer.
Number 3, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
Solid.
I didn't buy that one, and that's why I didn't end up on my list, because I didn't finish Breath of the Wild. So I was not going to buy.
Will you please start streaming yourself playing Breath of the Wild?
Everybody's asking me to. Yes, I will have to
do it. Do it.
Peer pressure.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a great time from what I played with it. I need to go back and play some more Skyward Sword as well. I didn't complete it, but I feel like, and maybe it's because of the work that they've done in the Breath of the Wild 2 trailers that set it up that I was like, I haven't played this before. I feel like I need to, because I feel like there's some connective tissue going on there. So my 2022 initiative or goal is to finish this game as well as Breath of the Wild, prepare myself for Breath of the Wild 2.
Yep.
So
someone says they would pay to see me finish Skyward Sword. I haven't even started Skyward Sword. I still gotta play Breath of the Wild.
But before we move on, I wanted to quickly add in. I just did a column in the spreadsheet that averages all the positions for each game, and Pokemon had the lowest average position at around 5th place, but it got 8th as opposed to being higher just because of the number of people who stated it as opposed to not said it. So that was, if 10 people say a game but only 3 people say a game, even if the 3 had higher grades, it'll rank lower. So that's the way it works out. The Monster Hunter Rise had the second highest average score at 2.5, and it ended up 7th. So I thought most of the games were in the 4s.
Okay.
I just found that interesting.
Yeah, man. I mean, numbers, crazy, right? Crazy stuff. Number 2, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Greatest 3D Mario game of all time.
God, you're so full of it.
We had 2 people actually say Bowser's Fury, and I asked them, did you mean to say that, or was that just a slip? One person was a slip, and one person said, no, I did that on purpose. And
Bowser is furry in part of that game.
Yeah, very.
You know why he's not furry? Because he hasn't used Manscaped. Head over to use the code Nintendo NINDADS at manscaped.com so that you're not furry like Bowser.
Okay. So that one also averaged 4, but it had 23 people. That the more people said this game than any other game. So that brought it up to second position.
Wow.
I'm gonna have a moment of honesty with you gentlemen, because I feel like this is a safe space that we don't make fun of each other at all or get judgy. I did not play Super Mario 3D World at all because I played it on the Wii U, but I was there all for the Bowser's Fury. Do you know what I mean? Like that to me was awesome. Like please tell me the next Mario game is going to be like that. If they did, I'm all in. That was amazing. I loved every moment of it. Please more of that.
Agreed.
Yes.
See, and now you just have the 3D World part to play. When
Well,
you don't have anything else to play, you can dive back into a great game.
Yeah,
It does play a lot better on the Switch than the Wii U. It's like twice as fast and it's nice.
My kids did play it on the big screen as well. They did enjoy that. And I think I jumped in for a couple times, but I didn't like try and mainline it like I did the original time. I was really there for the Bowser's Fury. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll. Brrr. The Nintendo Dads Community #1 game of 2021. Metroid Dread.
Yeah, so this one averaged the highest rating at second place and had 22 people, one less person than Bowser's Fury, adding it to their list. So that put it the #1.
Not a shock. Not a shock.
Was there like any doubt really about this one?
Initially,
Kind
it
of.
was even deeper into first place than it is now than where it ended up. You know, by the end, Bowser's Fury got closer to it than I thought it would, but it still didn't quite pass it.
Right on. Wow. Well, that was quite the list, folks. Any other
Absolutely.
interesting pieces of information that came out of the list as you pulled it together, Jesse, that you want to share with us?
Doki Doki Literature Club ended up in 17th.
Wow.
One other person besides Tim and myself had it on the list.
I'm gonna say that's probably because you and Tim did a really great job campaigning it, and I think you did a great.
We
you
got
did
one person out of it.
And it was just the other person was your son, wasn't it?
Probably.
No, it wasn't.
No, he didn't have it
No.
on his list.
Well, I can check. It was.
Did he?
No, it wasn't him. I'm surprised he didn't. It was Joe 92 added it in his 10th
Probably
place
forgot
spot.
about it.
Yeah, he did forget about it. Life is Strange True Colors got 20th. There's a
That's
Picross
a
Genesis and
what-
Master
what were
System
the-
got 24th.
What was 11, 12, 13, and 14?
Mm-hmm.
And 15?
WarioWare 11th. Stories
Oh.
2 12th. Persona 5 Strikers 13. Cruise and Blast 14. Splunky 2 15.
Cruise and Blast.
Hmm.
That was on my top 10 list.
Then Big Brain Academy was 16.
Out of those 16, there's something for everybody. It's really a really robust list.
Mhm.
This
Guys,
is what
that's-
I always look forward to, this top 10 list from the community,
Yep.
because I always like seeing how the numbers play out and everybody's vote. So it'd be interesting to see like if we got more votes in to see how it all played out, but it fell where it did. So
The more
Mhm.
people that participate, the higher the stakes.
yeah, the more crazy
more-
the
the
list
more-
becomes,
The more dread there is.
Bum, bum, bum.
right?
Hey, that is our top 10 list of 2021 crowdsourced by you, our listeners, and our patrons and our fans. So let's turn our eye toward 2022 and let's talk about our predictions. The way we do predictions here is round robin style. So each one of our co-hosts will make a prediction for 2022 until their lists are done. And then those lists will be put into the Nintendo Dads vault at Nintendo Dads HQ, only to be retrieved next year on the first day of 2023 to see how right or wrong we are. We would like to remind you that our big winner of 2021 was Tim Off for the first time, picking up his first win. Congratulations, sir. And our big loser for 2021 was me, with the least amount of correct. So yeah, Somewhere in the middle there is Justin and Jesse.
It's still not as low as I got when I came, my first one.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm not good at predictions.
Are you having fun? That's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
No, Tim, you're a liar. Winning matters. That's what's important.
Start with our 2020 predictions with our winner of 2021. Tim, what is your first prediction for 2022?
All right. I was wondering if you're going to start.
Yeah, I was going to ask. We can also agree to, as a prediction is put out there, and who's capturing it? Jesse, are you capturing? Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We can take a prediction and we can modify or build on, and that can become someone else's too. Right. So maybe Tim's like, Metroid Prime 4 is going to come out, and Marty's like, Metroid Prime 4 is not going to come out. And so you can build off of people's, and if you want, put qualifiers on it, right? To tighten it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I was wondering if you guys would start with me. So I wanted to make sure I started off with a good one. You guys ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nintendo will continue to use the color red in their logo.
You son of a bitch. That was exactly what I had as my number one. Oh.
So there you go. That's the big one right there. No. All right. No, here it is. All right. N64 GoldenEye and or Perfect Dark gets released on the Switch. And this is a two-parter. This is actually two separate lines, Jesse. So it's kind of like, I guess, my 1 and 2, I guess, if you will, but I have to put them together. So N64 GoldenEye and or Perfect Dark gets released on Switch and comes to Xbox Game Pass and has cross-play with Switch.
Oh. Sorry. So let me ask you this: are they coming out on the Nintendo Switch Online platform, or are you saying as like standalone games?
I'm saying just as I said it, because it could be NSO or it could be standalone.
Okay, got it. I didn't know if you were trying to really push in on the variables there.
So is that one game its own prediction?
No, it's GoldenEye or Perfect Dark, because I'm not sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, and the second part, that would be its own prediction, which is it comes to Game Pass.
The cross play with
here I'll copy and paste. How about this? I'll copy and paste what I got. So it's
okay.
So that's using a little bit of the current rumor that's floating around, right? Using that GoldenEye has been discovered in code and will be coming to the Xbox soon.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that rumblings there, yes, because I overheard that or read that somewhere, and I
would think in order to have crossplay, it would have to be its own executable as opposed to being in an emulator.
Those are those variables that's why I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go with GoldenEye's coming with it to N64 GoldenEye's coming, but because of what they have to do, who they got to work with and all that. And plus also they have Perfect Dark, which is also another game that could also come in on that. I was like, okay, one of two things could happen. It could come on NSO, and that already has online play, but you wouldn't be able to do the cross play as far as we know on that, unless, like you said, Jesse, it comes in its own game. So that's why I kind of left it as just GoldenEye and Perfect Dark comes to the Switch. And then the second part is it'll also come to Game Pass and have cross-play with the Switch.
All right, that makes sense. Got it.
So that's my 1 and 2 knocked out. So,
all right, Tim, you get to pick the next person to give a prediction.
Well, looking at the thing, I'll just go straight up for mine. I'll go with Justin for my name.
So my first one is that there will be no new Switch iterations in 2022. So what I mean by that is there is no Switch OLED light model. There is no Switch Pro. There can be new SKUs, right? So here's the new color for a light. Here's a new decaling for, Breath of the Wild 2, but there's no hardware specs changes. Sorry?
So you're saying no Mark IV?
No Mark IV, correct.
Okay.
I have a counter to that already on my list. Should I save it or
Yep.
You can whatever you want.
just
Go ahead.
or bring it up?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So it was on my list, but it's kind of a counter to what Justin just said. Is that and I'm trying to type and say this at the same time, but I got it. Come on, copy and paste is not working.
Read it now. Copy and paste later.
Sorry. It's another new Switch model launches this year. Another model that could be. I'm more than likely going with a light OLED is what I'm going for here, but I'm not calling that out on this list because I don't want to get caught up in the controversy of what I called this.
You want to keep it generic, but we know what you mean.
So you're calling a Nintendo Switch Lite XL. Because the screen's going to be bigger.
The new
Nintendo Switch Lite.
New Switch Lite XL OLED. No, I think there's going to be a Switch Lite OLED. So that's why I'm saying there's another new Switch model that will launch this year.
Okay.
Alrighty. So I guess that means I'm next.
Yes, going up.
I will go.
Up
so this is when I said thank you in advance for what you said about. I pretty much had that exact. Oh, bold. That exact one. I said, rumors that Mario Kart 9 is in active development has been in the news, but active development can still take years. We will not see this game in 2022. I believe this won't be released until the Switch successor is out.
Okay.
I kind of have one that builds a little, or not builds on that, but I also said no new Mario Kart in 2022.
I have one that builds on that says new Mario Kart in 2022. I think it's it's the year.
Okay.
Mario Kart 9 or Jesse, mine is going to be this. Mario Kart 9 or I'm trying to find a way to do to word this. A Nintendo racing game in the same vein.
Big thanks to the Nintendo Pals for their raid right now over in Discord.
Yeah.
Yay.
Love the Nintendo
raid.
Pals. All right, guys. You ready for my first prediction?
Yep.
Because this is one I thought I would I've actually written down, and as I started writing, I was like, oh yeah. Okay, it's coming out. So I thought I would go, kind of softball for the beginning, but I decided I'm gonna swing for the fences. Here we go. 2022, the Super Mario movie will have a tie-in game.
Oh,
okay.
I forgot that's coming out this year.
That's cool.
/ and or a new mainline Mario game will be revealed.
Okay.
Announced but not necessarily released, or released?
I'll say released.
Okay,
I will say released. We are going to get some form of a Mario game this year.
Okay.
I have a similarly worded one.
I do too.
I said there will be some sort of Mario game released later this year to tie in with the movie, but it won't be Odyssey 2 or anything like people are wanting it to be like.
Okay.
It'll be something else.
And mine is surprise, a new 2D Mario game drops this year.
Huh. So my question is, do we want to do this like snake draft style? Where we went through the roster and now, huh?
Yeah, we still can go. So you give another one. And
okay.
Yep.
Let me just swing hard one more time. Splatoon 3 will have integrated voice chat.
Ooh. I like that one, Marty. That one's cool. I like that one. That one's different.
And the reason I feel that for all the naysayers out there is it's been an awful long time since they used the app for any kind of chat. They could have done it with Mario Party. They did not. The second reason is Bluetooth got enabled on the Switch audio for listening only What's keeping them from doing speaking? That's going to happen.
It's software, I think, but yeah,
It's going to happen. They're saving it for Splatoon 3.
I like that, Marty. That's cool.
Right. So my next one is, since 2010, there's been a new Pokemon generation every 3 years. 2022 is 3 years since Sword and Shield's release, so I predict the Gen 9 will be released this year.
Interesting.
I was actually on the fence about whether to say due to the pandemic it'll be delayed, but I ended up leaning towards no. I'm going to say it's out this year.
That's a good prediction.
I like
Okay.
that.
Tim
Justin.
or Justin. Yeah. Sorry.
Mine is kind of a two-parter here. We will not see any sorry, let me put this more specifically. Metroid Prime 4 will not come out in 2022. We may see a trailer or gameplay. However, more Metroid will show up in 2022.
Yep.
So this could be a DLC to Dread. This could be the Prime trilogy that's been rumored. I believe Nintendo is happy with Metroid, and so they are going to be pushing Metroid hard. But Metroid Prime 4 is not ready yet and will not be ready in 2022.
That is also my prediction. So I'll backpack off of Justin there. No Metroid Prime 4 in 2022.
I believe we see it 2022.
And if you need mine to be different, okay, then that's fine. That's fine.
Doesn't have to be. And I didn't even touch that one. But I did I did also say we get another Metroid game because I was thinking of that this would be the year that they release a possible Prime game remaster to Prime that we talked about first before everybody else did, by the way. That I want to say.
Samus Returns ported?
Or 3DS Samus Returns is ported.
I think that one's less likely, and I'll tell you why. Mercury Steam has moved on to work on an original game.
But they could get another company involved to port it since it's already there.
And it may be easier to port since it's done. It's not like they're having to create a brand new game.
Grezzo is like the porting master.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could just use the assets from Dread and be.
Because I think they could clean up the game and make it. Make it on the Switch.
Justin, I believe it is, or Tim, I believe it's now your turn.
Yep. So I did the Metroid one, and I'll do my second one next, and that's let's see. I had to jump around on my list here. A Game Boy games, and Justin or Jesse, I can paste this in here too, so you don't have to type it out. Game Boy games coming to NSO. So the only thing is, and again, this was on my list before, and I think we're behind every year. So I think Game Boy games are coming to NSO. Now, what I don't know is it going to be just Game Boy, or could it include the whole family of games, of Game Boy games, going from, just Game Boy all the way up to Game Boy Advance? I don't know. I'm just saying the Game Boy games coming to NSO, which could include that.
Most modern Game Boy emulators can support like everything up to GBA. So
yeah,
I have that on my list too. So, but I also had an extra little thing.
Okay.
And that is that Game Boy games will be available through NSO with a stylized controller.
Okay. So like they have the N64, the SNES,
They'll actually
NES.
be a Game Boy style
okay
controller.
So you're holding a Game Boy that has a dummy screen because you're actually playing it on.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily. I was thinking of like the bottom half of a Game Boy.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I thought that's
like no screen at all, no dummy screen. Just
okay.
It's a brand new design, but it's meant to mock up the feel of playing on a Game Boy.
I'm gonna add one that's similar. I'm going to say I agree with Game Boy and Game Boy Color, but I think GBA will be separate. So I say no GBA, but
Okay.
I can see that them doing just Game Boy Color, those lines and leaving out GBA, but I also could see them doing the whole family of them. So it's like,
I think
again,
there's enough GBA that it could live in its own library. But I see where you're coming from.
yeah.
Okay. Back to you, Justin.
So this kind of ties in a little bit to the NSO. So that's why I'll use this one. Mario Party DLC will be announced as either a standalone package or available to Nintendo's Nintendo Online subscribers.
Do you think that I like that? And I think that's very likely. Do you think that will be like GameCube boards? Since it's all Nintendo 64 boards so far, but there's GameCube games mixed in.
I hadn't thought that far into it. So maybe you should take that and use the details on that one, Marty.
Sure. I'll say that there will be DLC to Mario Party and it will be GameCube related.
Is it 100% GameCube? Like GameCube is the theme, or there just happens to be a GameCube board in there?
No, I will say they'll add GameCube boards to the game.
Okay.
I'll risk it for the biscuit on that one.
I love it.
Okay. So this one is the last one I have on my list, but if I come up with any others, I'll speak up. It's been a while since we've heard from Fire Emblem. So I think we will have a remake of a game announced in 2022, not a new title. Probably Genealogy of the Holy War or Thracia 776. Those were Super Famicom games that never got ported outside of Japan. I'm not limiting it to those. I'm just saying, giving those as an example. I'm just, as in, this isn't going to be like Three Houses. That's a new title. It'll be a remaster of a previous game because there's a crap ton that we haven't seen yet.
I have one along that lines, but mine is a new Fire Emblem game is announced. So just for Justin too, because he's been dying to have a new Fire Emblem game.
Yeah. I do think we're due for a Fire Emblem game. I just don't know whether it's a remake or a new one. That's all.
Yeah, I like your idea, Jesse, about a remake there. That makes sense. I didn't even think of that. It's just like new game. New Fire Emblem.
776 came out after the N64 was released, so it sold 10,000 units, something stupidly small.
That makes sense.
Right.
Would a remake be still considered a new game?
Well, I'm talking about story, new story.
Honestly, out of those, gotcha. If they're that limited, I would think so. Almost.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could argue over that next January.
Yeah.
Yep.
I literally only have 3 left, so I'm just going to do all of mine here so we don't have to snake back to me. And I'll go from least likely to most likely. So least likely, I believe that we will see Star Fox on the Switch in some form.
Okay.
So I know that's vague, but I don't think it's going to be like a remake of Star Fox Zero. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think it would have happened by now.
Yeah, I don't think that can happen. How integrated it was. To the
I think we'll see a new Star Fox. It'll be some form of Star Fox. The other one that is moderately likely is that I predict there will be a new exclusive multiplayer game for Nintendo Switch Online.
Ooh, that's a good one too. I like that.
Maybe another 99.
Would you consider the GoldenEye game being that? Or are you talking about new?
No, I'm talking about like
brand new.
In the vein of Tetris 99, Pac-Man 99,
like
Mario
a Battle
30.
Royale like.
Oh, another 99 something. Gotcha. All right,
something
gotcha.
like that.
Okay.
That's what I mean. And
You
then
don't want
my
Gold
last-
999?
Golden 999. Everybody, it's everybody versus Oddjob.
Yes.
My last one is the super obvious that Nintendo will focus their E3 on Breath of the Wild 2.
Okay.
Those are my 2020 predictions. May the odds be ever in my favor.
2022.
It's just fun to say. 2022.
I had a tongue twister last week trying to say 2022 in the opener. So
Yeah, I put that as a stinger for at the end.
Nice.
So normally we do that the intro in one take, but when we do say no, let's start that over, I usually will put that at the end.
So Marty got through his, Jesse got through his, Justin.
I have got a list here, sir.
So I got a few too. So
All right. I'll give you a new Donkey Kong game will be announced in 2022.
I hope so.
I do too.
Especially if it's the rumored 2D one they keep talking about. So that'd be cool. Something about playing another 2D Donkey Kong would be awesome.
I tell you what I wish that was.
What's that?
I wish that Nintendo would let Way Forward have Donkey Kong 2D and it be animated as well as Shantae.
That would be nice.
I'd take that. I'd play that.
In the chat, Weiss Mikey. Thanks for your first time chat. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Nice.
Tim, throwing to you.
All right. Another third-party gaming system will be appearing on the NSO expansion pass.
Oh.
So it could be another Sega one. It could be back to the Turbo Graphics. It could be something
that needs the expansion pack to access, not base, right?
Yes, not base. It's going to follow what they did with, adding the Genesis to it. They'll add another third-party gaming system. Will appear on the NSO expansion pack.
Nice.
I thought of another one. I'll throw in real quick. I'll say the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters will be released on the Switch sometime this year.
All right.
Yes, that's a good one. I like that one.
Okay. My next one is a new project from Monolith is revealed in the Xenoblade universe world, right?
Okay.
Whether it's Xenoblade 3 or some mini story or something standalone, we will know what that is.
That's a good one. Did not
announced or
remember
released?
I will say announced. It can be released or revealed. It'll be revealed in 2022.
Okay, that's announced. That's fine.
Okay, going back to you, Tim.
Okay. Let's see now. Which one of these do I want to go with? I will go with this. And this is the one I stole. I was talking about in the pre-show that I stole from the cross players over across the pond. Ben specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I was going to steal it too, by the way. A new Nintendogs game releases for the Nintendo Switch this year.
That is such a good call.
Yes, that's why I stole it.
That is such an on the nose casual IP being released in May kind of game that I would expect from Nintendo. That is brilliant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I heard it, I was like, because I got in on their show listening because they were live. I jumped in right at the end of the predictions and I was like, I can't be here because I don't want to be influenced. And that's when they were just all of a sudden talking about that. And I was like, I stayed too long. I'm stealing this one.
Yeah, I like that.
So shout out to them for the idea. And thanks for letting me steal it, guys.
Nice. I've got, there will be a Kirby Game & Watch to celebrate his 30th anniversary.
Hey, that was the gimme you were going to give me. Remember?
Yeah, that's actually Marty. So put that down for Marty. I'll take that off of my list.
Okay.
No.
I'm giving him
we can
points.
both have that because I was actually calling it in the show without you knowing.
Oh, okay.
that I was going to do that. So, I mean, we could both benefit from that, right?
Right. I just want to make you feel like you're getting some freebies there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just handing them out.
I appreciate your benevolence, oh
You're
Lord
welcome.
of the predictions.
You're welcome. Tim, you're up next.
All right. So this is my last one.
I've still got 6 more.
Well, I gave out a lot of them too when
Okay.
when we were discussing everybody's predictions.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and maybe I'll have a counter to one of yours. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
A new 2D Zelda game releases this year.
That's wow. That's people will be so upset.
Like a new game, or do you mean like Oracle of Ages, or
new / remake? So it could be new, it could be a remake of something, but it's new to the Switch, obviously. So.
I'm going to say this: if it's a remake of Zelda 2, I am there.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
Down.
It's there. It's even if whether we get Breath of the Wild 2 or not, it's something that's already been worked on somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice. So if that comes out and Breath of the Wild slips, people will be upset.
And by the way, actually, I do have 3 wild cards, so I do have 3 more. So
okay, all right,
I still got plenty.
I'm going to give you more games are going to be revealed from Riot Forge. These are the League of Legends folks that did their presentation in November.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond the 2 that were already announced for 2022.
The ones that they were already announced.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
And I believe they are going to be one of these 3 are going to be it. Wild Rift, League of Legends Wild Rift, LOR, which is a card game from them, or Valorant is going to come to the Nintendo Switch.
Nice. You're saying or
any of those 3, basically. I'm saying our relation, our the partnership with them has not been fully revealed. I believe there's more.
They wouldn't just do that once, is what you're saying.
yeah. Like, we know that they have 2 more games that's being brought. Hambo and Johnny, I think Valorant is a good call. They have here's the thing.
Convergence.
Yeah, they have talked about wanting Valorant on systems, right? We know that you have 100,000 units out there, or 100 million units.
Song of Nunu.
Right? They like we've got a lot out there in the wild right now. I think it's a great spot. We know games like Overwatch kind of runs on it, and the League of Legends is trying to just jam it down your throat right now. And so they're really trying to monetize their IP as much as they can, and I think they're going to try and do that by getting on as many systems as they can.
They've got a great opening with Overwatch 2 getting delayed.
Correct. Yep, they 100% do. So I think
they would be silly not to take it.
Yeah, I would love Valorant. I would love that. Like, that'd be crack, right? I'd be done.
Yes. By the way, guys, did you know we have 20 people at least on the Twitch side? I don't know how many is on the YouTube and Facebook sides, but we got 20 people hanging out with us today.
I'm showing 13.
I got 20 and I'm showing you.
I'll refresh.
I like my 20 number better than
and for the people who are post-show people, I'm going to review these Oreos I'm eating
nice
after the show.
Yes.
Okay, what else you got there, Tim?
Justin, you go ahead and give us another one since you said you had 6, right? So we're now down to 5.
Yeah. I'm going to give you another one here that's pretty on the nose. I think we can all have an input here. Breath of the Wild will be launched in November of 2022. That is going to be their November holiday game.
That's November game. I mean,
I think everybody's in agreement that's going to most likely be a holiday game. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
That's your Black Friday push the system out the door game.
Yeah. Now I have some very specific games I'm going to announce are coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bug Snacks is coming to the Nintendo Switch in 2022.
You've been saying bug stacks.
I have
For
been.
It's going to
2
roll
years.
over. Yes. Well, I'll throw out one of my wild cards before
Yep.
you get to the other ones here. My wild card, because this is definitely wild and crazy. But, EA's been on this trip. And this is also for Chris. EA Play will be available on the Switch this year.
Oh.
And you'll be able to play. You won't be able to play a lot of their newer ones, obviously, because Switch can't handle it. But you'll be able to play a lot of the older classic games, like NHL 94 Rewind.
You son of a bitch. That's literally my prediction. NHL 94 Rewind will be launched for the Nintendo Switch. It's right. I can't see it. It's right on there. And I have Chris tagged specifically for it. Oh, you jerk. I don't think it's EA Plays coming to the Switch, but I do think NHL 94 Rewind is coming to the Switch.
Yes.
All right.
Got it.
Speaking of EA, It Takes Two comes to the Nintendo Switch.
There you go.
Why are you shaking your head, Marty?
I don't think it's gonna. I think it would have already happened. I
EA
don't think
slow.
it's happening.
EA slow. It'll be an
They
EA
are
Play.
slow.
That's why it
they're
won't.
slow.
It's going to be
They're
in the
slow,
EA Play.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows?
All right.
Big question is,
Who
can the
knows?
Switch handle the multi-camera?
Can
Even
can
though-
I counter predict EA will continue to ignore the Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
No,
Yep.
I'm not going to do
There you
that.
go.
All right. Tim, do you have any other ones?
I have two more.
Go ahead with your next one.
Which one should I go with? I'm going to do this, Justin. This one's just for you because I know you countered it last year,
Okay.
and I'm bringing it to this year. I said I was going to do this. Switch will get a significant UI update this year.
You notice
Stop
this year
it.
I didn't even
You're
put it
not
on there.
getting
Neither
folders.
did I.
You're not getting.
Here's you know why I didn't put it on there this year is because that way it'll happen.
You're not getting folders, and you're not getting screensavers. Stop it. All
Did I
right,
tell
you're
you
not.
that
It's not going to
today-
happen.
Today I was looking through Switch stuff and I was like, I finished this game. I would love to be able to put these in a folder that says finished.
That's exactly what I did with my 3DS.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
We are getting
I
a
tell you.
significant UI update 2022.
Significant.
Significant UI update.
It's been 5 years.
You know,
The ship
technically, we
sailed.
got a significant UI update in 2021. We got the Nintendo Switch Online button.
That wasn't significant enough.
It was more than just a color. At least
Right.
is your other one themes? Because
Nope, I didn't touch the
Okay.
themes one this way.
It did increase the number of buttons on the bottom by 16%.
that's significant.
Yes, there you go.
Apparently, I have a pre-ordered game downloading to my Switch right now.
What is it?
RP Golf Legends.
That's right. Cool.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
Let me look at it again.
All right, Justin, what was your got another one?
I have two more left.
I
I'm gonna
have
give
one
you-
more left.
Okay, so I'm going to give you my one, then you'll give me one, and then we'll end with the spiciest of all the takes.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
I see.
Marvel's Avengers will come to the Nintendo Switch via cloud.
Okay.
You know, there's rumors right now that there's actually more DLC coming to that.
Really?
So I don't think that's very far off. No, I read this week that one of the rumored DLCs coming is the ability to play as Ultron.
Interesting.
Ooh.
And with seeing as how Guardians of the Galaxy was received so well, I could see that happening.
And they have, and the other challenge though is that Square Enix has blatantly said it did not do as well as they wanted it to. And so whether they're taking a loss of saying we're not putting any more time and energy into it, or then we need to recoup as much as we can. So we want it over on a console like the Switch, and we can kind of milk out or kind of like it for some money at least. Again, you got to remember, and here's my comment. I'm a jerk for this, but it's on Google Stadia. So if it's running on Stadia, you can run a port and move it to
Hear me when I
cloud.
say this, though. If they did a Marvel's Avengers Definitive Edition, or like Game of the Year or whatever edition, because it wasn't Game of the Year, but you know what I'm talking about, like or call
Deluxe.
it like the End Game edition or something, and they got it on console or on Switch Cloud when Spider-Man No Way Home came out, and it had the Spider-Man DLC.
Oh yeah, done.
Yep.
What it really needs is no microtransaction edition. That's the reason why this thing
not
is
happening.
selling.
Yeah.
I hope
After playing
I hope the publishers are looking at this as an example of people are getting fed up with this crap.
After
Yes.
playing Guardians of the Galaxy, if the other DLC was Fin Fang Foom and Drax, I would be done. Be enough. Justin knows what I'm talking about. Have you made it to that part?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
All right.
It's so good, right? Guardians is so good.
I finished it. It's fantastic.
Tim, your last
right.
prediction.
My last one is Nintendo buys another game studio.
Oh,
Here's the thing. I love your energy there. Do you know what I mean? I love your swinging boldly.
That's why it's a wild card.
The
Yeah,
thing-
that's a wild card.
well, that's not probably as wild cardy as it sounds. That's probably more of a coin flip, because dev studios are getting eaten up by bigger studios all the time, more and more lately. Nintendo's want to go on and keep what they want, what works
If
for
I
them.
were them, I would buy Mercury Steam 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that's as wild cardy as you are making it sound. I'm not adding it to my prediction, but
Right.
Still, I'd like that prediction.
Well, it's a wild card because Nintendo is not known to be doing what Sony and Microsoft is doing.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why,
All the more reasons why they need to start getting,
right.
get on
They
that
need to do something. Yes.
before Microsoft buys Rare again.
Yeah.
But Nintendo isn't as big as those guys are too. So,
All right. Actually, I apologize. I had two. I missed one.
okay.
Liar.
Mario Strikers will come out or be announced for 2022. Mario Strikers.
That's the sports game you are calling
Sports
for
game.
to drop. Okay.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because here is
Before you say it, I like Fontes's. We will get stability patches in 2022.
yeah. The
Yep.
final prediction for Justin Masson for the 2022 season, ladies and gentlemen, Chicken Hatch will not be released in 2022.
Well, Chicken Hatch may not be.
Or
but,
Chicken Wiggle
Hatch
will not.
Tails may not
Hatch
be.
Tails.
Hatch Tails.
Hatch Tails will not be released in 2022.
He just updated today.
I know he did. And I'm
So
still
it
saying
says that it's coming 2022. So
it will not
we shall
come
see.
out in 2022.
we shall see.
That's it. That's all I got.
I was trying to think if there's something Dragon Questy I can put in there, but I really couldn't think of anything because I don't think there's going to be anything new because they announced 5 projects last year. I just hope the Dragon Quest III remake is released. If I were to make it as a prediction, it would be it will slip and won't be released. But I don't want that to happen, so I'm not going to say that.
Right. That's a lot of predictions you got there, Justin.
I know, right? That's
I'm going to
how it
add
works.
one more. I'm going to add one more.
Justin's
All right.
not.
You want to call it a wild card? You want to call it? You just put with my regulars. Here it is. NES Remix will be ported to the Switch.
Ooh. Okay.
Mhm.
I like that.
Oh, I just saw. I forget his name, but one of the YouTubers that speedruns Mario games. I played. One of the NES remixes had a version of Mario that was flipped, so you run left, and it just looked weird.
And it's terrible. It throws every bit of muscle memory I have out the
See,
window.
he was able to play it
Terrible.
fine, but for me, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, guys, those are our 2022 predictions. What's going to happen? What will come true? Join us on the
That was
next
fun, guys.
episode of Nintendo Dads in January 2023.
That
Until
was
then,
fun.
we're done. Good night. No, I'm just
See you next year.
January 5th.
It is time for us to talk about a couple of events coming up. Hey, so Tetris 99 is still a thing, and to celebrate the legend, the release of Pokemon Legends Arceus, the 28th Maximus Cup will be January 20th through.
I'll send them to Marty's iPhone.
Wow.
Shut up, Siri. It will be available January 20th through the January 24th, which is actually before the game releases, which means they're not doing like Metroid, where they do the Maximus Cup the same weekend the game comes out. And you'll be able to earn a neat little theme for Pokemon Legends Arceus in Tetris 99. Also, we want to mention monthly Mayhem, which started actually January 10th. So we're about 4 days into this for our patrons over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. This month's monthly Mayhem is Mario Kart 64. So you have to be a Nintendo Switch Online owner or subscriber.
Yeah, expansion pack subscriber.
Yes, expansion pack subscriber, actually. From the 10th through the 22nd, there's time trials for seed placement. You play on 150cc, Luigi Raceway, Bowser's Castle, Choco Mountain, or DK Jungle Parkway. You play each course on the time trial and submit your score. And then on the 24th of this month, a head-to-head bracket from the best of the best from those seed placements will be determined, and they will play Grand Prix to determine the winner. Also, Tim, why don't you tell us about the dinner table coming up later this month?
Yeah, so every month, every third Friday of the month, we get together in the community. Anybody who's a Patreon subscriber or Twitch subscriber, we get together in our Discord community, and we just have a chit chat. Basically, we talk about what's been going on that month. Like last month, we talked about the holidays. We actually had a really good conversation, and they used to be recorded, but we decided not to do the recordings because it lets people be a little bit more relaxed and not have to worry about what they say and all that kind of stuff. So it's just more of, hey, come chill out, come hang out, talk about stuff, get stuff out that you can get off your chest, or it's just a comfortable place to come talk. We have we're at home in safety of our home, so we have some drinks if you're if you're drinking pop or whiskey, you bring something to drink. So it's just a great conversation. And this month is, again, we won't be recording anything, so just come and have a comfortable conversation with everybody. And I think this month we'll be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home, so there will be spoilers. So if you want to come talk about that too, come hang out with us, or come hang out until we start talking about that and then leave if you don't want to be spoiled.
I'm super excited about that, but I'm going to be at a conference that Friday night. I'm actually working at a conference. So
I got to get you on one of those dinner tables, man.
I know, man.
You're always busy.
They're super late.
Yes, they are. Well,
it's
they're at the same time as this show. What are you talking about?
But it's Friday.
Just on a
night.
Friday.
Yeah.
No, I know.
And
I understand.
typically Fridays, and the thing is,
You're home.
I would love to be on, but like those Saturday mornings are tough when my daughter is in ballet.
That's true. Yeah.
She is right now. She's in like this summer though. I'm going to dinner table.
All right. Yep.
Mark
You
my
too,
words.
Justin. Gotta get you on.
All right.
That was weird.
So tons of questions this week, but before we get into that, let's